Hey everyone, welcome back. Another update on the 60-gallon reef. Got some changes with the fish. Got some other stuff happening in here, so just run into the update. I mentioned in the last video about how big the rose bubble tip anemone was, and it wasn't even fully open, but now this is it, fully open. It's probably about, I don't know, close to 12 inches across. Just a beast. I had to move the trumpets down here off that little rock back there. As you can see, it's kind of shriveled up here because the anemone just got so big it started stinging it. But it's healthy and doing well. I don't directly feed it anymore, but it still just catches stuff out of the water column like crazy. It's really sticky. And this Recordia down here is just, I don't know what the deal is. The water flow must be perfect or something, because it just is huge. And you compare it to these over here. I mean, there's three right there, and they're not nearly as large as combined as this one is here. So that's doing well. Little zoos are doing okay. I think the filefish has been nipping at it. The Trichophilia radiata down here is, I don't know, kind of closed up a bit. I think the filefish is also picking at that one, so I may throw it down the sump. We'll see. Might just be being moody. Clam, doing good, happy as can be. This frog spawn up here, doing really well. If you recall from like some of the first videos, this thing was tiny. It was only a few heads on it, but now everything's splitting again, so it's doing well. You see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably like 8 or 9 there. Green star polyps are ever advancing. I mean, I've tried picking at them, everything I can do, but they just keep growing back. A good example of that is right in here. I don't know how well you can see inside there, but yeah, it's just spreading. Duncans are doing well too. Lots of new heads. Just opens up pretty big. It's almost as big as it gets right now, but sometimes it gets larger. I turn up the current on the MP10s, have them maxed out on long pulse mode. You know, trying to keep the current really flowing in here to move everything to the overflow box in that area. You know, these zoos right here are doing good. Lots of new polyps on it. There's quite a few on there. I may have to move it soon. The green star polyps are getting close, and one of the things that I didn't update on the past couple of videos is this small little acro here. It was sitting down in the back over here on that little ledge, and the green star polyp started touching it and kind of bleached it out slightly on those little white spots. But the tips, just within the last month or so, just started growing like crazy. They're blue. It's not white on the tips, but blue. Very cool. Lots of new polyps on these zoos as well. Yeah, and these ones here are kind of shriveled up. Like I said, this filefish, you know, tends to nip at things. Haven't seen him do it lately, so maybe he's getting out of that habit. Recordia Floridas over here are just doing their thing. You know, that one up there finally split. These ones are, I'm not sure if they split. Yeah, they may have. So it's cool. Speaking of splitting, the Redactus mushrooms, as you can see here, if I can zoom in, the mouth right there is starting to split, so that's going to become 2 mushrooms. Give it about a week or so. Should be more. The Blastomosa Wellesley are doing well. Let's polyp up here. Center of the screen. It's got a little recession on it, but it was a lot worse, so it's coming back. So I'm happy about that. The Favia down here has pretty much completely healed up on the right side there from where the Redactus mushroom was burning it. All these mushrooms are doing good too. Some of them are flying around the tank currently, landing in different places. Lots of new zoos up here as well. You can see them all down here on this little ledge. Move the purple tort up here. Someone recommended that it should get more light. They said it had bleaching on the tips, but you know, that's gone away. I just moved it probably like an hour ago, so we'll see what happens with that one. The Mondipora capricornus is growing really nice. You notice there's kind of this dark stuff on it. It's actually some cyano that's going on. It's kind of hard to see it in the video, but if you look back here on the back wall, the lighter colors, the lighter purple is actually coralline algae, but the darker stuff is cyano. So probably go pick up some Roaphos today and run that through the system and get it out. That's how I took care of it last time. Just have a lot of nutrients in the tank. Pulsing zinnia, just continuing to grow and grow, stretching up there. Pytho grandis still doing good, no real change there. Clown is still hosting this frog spawn, but the other one that I got, this one right here, which is probably going to go back to the store, he's been hosting the hammer. And as you can see here, this right here is the newest addition to the family here. This is a Red Sea purple tang. I've had him for about, I don't know, going on about a week and a half. I got him right after I made the previous video. You know, a lot of people say, "Whoa, what are you doing? You know, you've got another zebramosa tang in here. You got a zebramosa scopus, one of the most aggressive zebramosa species you can get." Well, here's the story of what happened. You know, I always wanted a purple tang for the longest time. They weren't available. Well, there were some, but not real healthy ones that were available. So I picked up the Scopus initially, and good fish, I love it, good personality, you know, but I was like, I always want to try and get a purple tang, and I knew that there would be a big gamble and a big risk between these two fish, you know, being the same body shape, both being known to be aggressive, have a history of being aggressive towards their own species. You know, Scopus is being all shy, don't let him fool you. I first put these guys in the tank and they were just tearing each other apart like crazy. Just nothing like real major wounds, but just tails and dorsal fins were just tore up. This must be why they call them surgeonfish. So went ahead and I took the purple tang out, threw him down in the sump, let him chill out for a couple days. Then 2 days he was healed back up. Put him back in the system, same thing happened again, going crazy, just just duking it out. So then I went ahead and I decided, okay, I'm going to take the Scopus out, because the Scopus just kept going back and forth, just going for more. Purple tang was just like trying to ignore him, but couldn't. So I took the Scopus out, threw him down the sump for about 3 days, and then put him back up here in the system around kind of like close to lights out. It was kind of my LEDs, or my nighttime LEDs were coming on, and I tossed him back in, and And so at that point, the purple tank kind of assumed dominance of the tank and was able to kind of hold his own against the Scopus. And the Scopus is a little bit smaller but more feisty. And the next day they were duking it out again, but this time they weren't really clashing as much. So I was happy about that, and I figured I'd just give it another day and see what would happen. Well, the very next day, you're seeing the behavior that was occurring. They're pretty much tolerating each other, I'd say. I wouldn't say they're best of friends yet, but they're no longer slashing each other. As you can see, I mean, they're totally healed up. No visible markings whatsoever. No history that there was even a fight. Purple Tang overall is, doing good. Getting stung a little bit by the things in the tank, trying to get used to everything. Probably not used to being around so much LPS or such a huge anemone. But yeah, so doing really well. Moving on. Like I was saying, the hammer over here, and that perk, I don't know, Tank Race Perk's been hosting it. There's the filefish. It's doing good too. Been actively dispatching Aptasia, so I'm very pleased. These green star polyps are just multiplying. So yeah, I don't think I missed anything in this update. Yeah, just about did. Okay, down here in the sump, I went ahead and took out the filter socks. Filter socks started getting clogged up. Tried washing them, replacing them. A couple days later, clogged again, so took them out. My Chaetomorpha is growing quite a bit since the last video, noticeably, so it's a good sign with the LEDs. The acans are starting to bounce back. They're looking a lot healthier. Much more polyp extension. So that's good. It's very good. One of the things that's happened down here that I'm trying to still figure out is on the protein skimmer. I'll show it to you here. Yeah, for some reason, a lot of my collection is occurring down here as opposed to up in this portion of the cup. A lot of people say that having a Mag 7 on here, doesn't really do what, the full capability of the skimmer is. So I'm going to try and get a Mag Drive 9.5 and upgrade it and see where it goes from there. So yeah, it's the community is peaceful. You notice that the Flame Angel isn't in here anymore. Took him out. I got someone holding on to him for me until I can make a decision. This Redhead Sullen Wrasse is doing good. Mystery Wrasse, wherever it's at, it's a mystery. There he is. Him and the Scopus have kind of, become friends, as usual. I think the Scopus is still going through the loss of losing the Lübeck's Fairy Wrasse, when it jumped out of the tank. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the system right now. Really couldn't be happier. I'm pretty pleased. Definitely have another update in the near future. Thanks for watching.